We could see some impacts along the Carolina coast.
That's right. Even though Aaron is going to remain well offshore of the Carolinas, rip currents are going to be the biggest threat. In fact, going into that high range Tuesday and Thursday, and most weather-related deaths, especially on the coast, Carolina coast, are due to rip current. So this is something that you should definitely take seriously, especially if you have any plans to travel that way. Newest update from Aaron: now winds sustained about 125 miles per hour. That is a strong and Cat 3, about 150 miles currently north of Puerto Rico. But notice the eye well north of Puerto Rico. That's where the strongest winds are, and it's not going to be making landfall anywhere. We'll continue to track west-northwest before starting to make a right steer as we approach the start of the work week. Still hammering Puerto Rico, though, with strong winds and heavy rainfall. So this will continue as a major hurricane as it continues to steer right as we head into your Monday, and then right in between the Carolinas and Bermuda, but well offshore. Still, though, likely bringing some rip current risks to the Carolina coast with those increased wave heights and the big swells created by Aaron. So you'll notice that rip current impact, it's pretty low today, goes up to a moderate on Monday, and then high Tuesday, Wednesday, and especially Thursday with those surf heights anywhere between 4 to up to 10 feet. And as we look at the coastal Carolinas weather fatalities, this is kind of what I was mentioning earlier, about 192 deaths over the past 24 years. So again, this is definitely a concern with life-threatening rip currents possible later this week. Outside now, a little bit closer to home. We're off to a good start out there. Temperatures very mild as you step outdoors. 75 here in the Charlotte area with a dew point of 71. We'll keep those dew points in the 70s, and that is really going to make for a steamy next couple of days as we'll continue that not only through the weekend, but also into next week as well. Now, temperatures will remain in the lower to middle 90s today all the way through the start of the work week. Start to go below average, middle 80s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before falling back into the lower 80s Friday into this weekend. And that's as we get our next cold front. That's going to up our rain chances, especially between Friday and Sunday. For us now, locally, just a stray shower or thunderstorm in the forecast for today. Here's that coverage. It's not much. Tons of sunshine in the forecast. By the time we get into Monday, a little bit better coverage, about a 30% chance of seeing a shower thunderstorm pretty much from midday through about 8-9 o'clock. Some of these could contain gusty winds, heavy rainfall. Of course, you know the drill as this continues to push across the area. Bus stop forecast tomorrow will be starting off with mainly clear skies, lower to middle 70s. By the afternoon, though, heating up lower to middle 90s, but feeling more like the upper 90s. 7-day forecast for today, lots of sun, lower to middle 90s, feeling closer to about the triple digits. We'll do it all again for Monday with a better rain and storm coverage. By the time we get into the start of the work week, very isolated rain chances, but cooling down just a bit with a mix of sunshine and clouds in the middle 80s. Starting to get a little bit more active with rain chances starting Friday. That's going to help us cool down into the lower 80s.